Arizona, what is up? Host Swear Romero with Silicon Oasis News Network here. This week, we've got some great stuff coming at you fast because Phoenix Rising Fintech and AZ Hugs are hosting a pizza-making fundraiser to help battle family homelessness here in Arizona. Service Robotics just finished a couple of pilots in which they're helping buildings talk to us before mold takes over and destroys the entire building. And we've also got the launch of Cubby and what that means for child care enrollment here in Arizona. Let's get right into it. In our first bit of news, Arizona, don't miss it because it is happening tomorrow, Thursday, from 6 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at Pitch Pizzeria. Phoenix Rising Fintech, led by Casey Morrow and Liz Pike, are hosting an event where people come, they make pies, they listen to 3 fintech founders pitch to an awesome panel of tech leaders, investors, operators, and then at the very end of the event, they actually give the pies over to AZ Hugs, which is the nonprofit organization helping battle family homelessness here in Arizona. Folks, this isn't just an event to go and have a great, good old tech time, because that will happen and that will be done, but it's also an opportunity for people to show up and contribute to the community, especially during a time when it's just so extremely hot outside. I'll be the first to admit that when my air conditioning isn't working properly, I'll complain, and I can't imagine what it must be like to be in Arizona in the summer as a family and then having to battle homelessness at the same time. So if you're interested in serving the community and having a great time at a tech event, we highly encourage you to go over to the pitch event hosted by Phoenix Rising Fintech alongside AZ Hugs at Pitch Pizzeria on Thursday night. Arizona, in our second bit of news, Cubby launched this month, and why should you care? Well, Cubby is the platform for parents looking for childcare for their children and for providers looking to fill open spots. You see, the child care enrollment process is outdated, but not in the way that most people think. After Cubby did some research, they kept hearing providers say that most weren't struggling to get inquiries, they were struggling to convert them. The manual processes of following up and paperwork and tour coordination was just too much and not a pleasant experience for them to efficiently convert leads. On the family side of things, parents described the search for child care as one of the most stressful decisions they'd made. Not because the stakes weren't worth it, but because the process made it harder than it needed to be. Essentially, what should be happening is that families fill out core documents once and reuse them across multiple providers. That way, providers see exactly what's been submitted, what's pending, and what's needed to move forward. That way, paperwork moves with the enrollment process, not separately from it. Enrollment documentation shouldn't be a barrier to better care. It should be part of a clear, guided path toward it, which is the mission that Cubby is chasing. Arizona, last on our list, but arguably one of my favorites ever for a Silicon Oasis News Network segment, is Service Robotics and the pilot that they recently completed at Pagosa Springs, Colorado. So, why is this important? Why should you care? Well, if you're building a tech company here in Arizona and you feel like it's a large hill to climb or you don't have experience in that arena, I think there is no better team that I know of right now that best embodies the spirit of identifying a tech problem, chasing it, doing it and building the plane, as they say, while you're trying to solve a solution, and then just running at it. Now, why do I say that? I say that because the folks behind Service Robotics, CEO Jessica David and her team, they don't come from traditional tech backgrounds. And I'm not saying that as a slight because I do not come from a traditional tech background at all, but they were lawyers in their previous professional lifetimes. And it was interesting because they saw a problem, which was mold and how it can wreck buildings and homes and how that affects families and businesses. They put forth an idea, they created the technology, they tested their technology in labs, and then they went, signed some pilot contracts, and they just finished their second pilot in Pagosa Springs, Colorado. It was a 6-week pilot, and what it is this thermostat-sized thing. I'm going to put an image up right now that can literally fit in the palm of your hand. You place it on a wall, you place it in the corner of a room in a building, and it turns the whole problem of mold from reactive proactive to continuous prevention. So no longer do families, businesses need to have an inspector come in and say, hey, yep, your wall is wrecked. We don't know how deep it goes. We need to tear it down and it's going to cost this much. And you're not even going to be able to walk into this room anymore because it's infected with mold. Little device, technology, put it up on a wall. They've tested it in various environments and they've had phenomenal results. Guys, that is so awesome. And I've only had a handful of meetings with them, but every time I meet with them, they've just got a great new update for me. And right now, they're actually in conversations with some pretty cool entities and agencies across the United States and beyond. Don't know if I'm allowed to share the name specifically, so we'll leave it at that. But I just want to reiterate that if you find a problem that you're passionate about in tech, and you don't traditionally come from a tech background, that doesn't matter. Please build, please chase, please go. I love Smart Service Robotics for embodying that spirit so strongly, and they've got the best attitude about it, so I wish them the absolute best. But Arizona, keep building, keep believing in the fact that you can, and just as this team has, which by the way, they've raised $0 to date. Pilots, contracts, product, technology, team with $0 to date. If they can do it, you can as well. All right, Arizona, that's all I have for you for this edition of the Silicon Oasis News Network. I know I went on a little long there for the last segment, but I think anyone who can and can identify an awesome problem in Arizona, they should go and chase it. That's something I've personally been trying to share with people generally in the state. I believe that Arizonans have grit and a great work ethic in which they can confront and overcome so many obstacles, and then when they team up with other people who have that same passion, you can build something great together. Well, that is it from me for this edition of the Silicon Oasis News Network. Thanks so much for watching, Arizona. Please follow along. Please share this video with people that you know, because when people see stuff like this, they believe, and when they believe, they build something great too. So please share, please like, please follow along. That is it for me, and we'll catch you next week on the next edition of the Silicon Oasis News Network. Take care, Arizona.